The air inside this room killed 2 men in under 60 seconds. It came silently, invisible, unforgiving. Nothing blew apart. The walls stayed standing. No chaos, no fire, just deadly silence, patient and waiting. No warning, no flicker of movement, no trembling floor, not a single hint that death had entered the room. No sound, not a whisper, not a creak, only the heavy, invisible presence pressing down, wrapping around every breath. Only a quiet emptiness pressing down, wrapping itself around lungs, cold as stone. There are places in this world where no human should ever step. Places where nature or man has drawn a line. And sometimes something older, something ancient and patient, waits. Most people pass these places every day. They drive past rusted fences, faded warning signs, boarded windows. They never question why doors were sealed, why the land was abandoned. But every so often someone crosses the line, and when they do, the world doesn't roar. It whispers, it waits, and then it takes. Tonight, you will hear 3 true stories, 3 forbidden places, 3 people who went anyway, and only 2 ever truly came back. There was nothing unusual about the storm rolling across Northumberland that February afternoon in 1995. Rain hammered the roof of an old furniture factory, each drop a drumbeat on the tin siding, echoing like a funeral march. Wind rattled the metal frames, making the building shiver as if alive. The building groaned with every gust. Thunder cracked the sky open, sending jagged streaks of white across the horizon. The flashes illuminated the factory's faded brick walls in brief, blinding bursts. The air smelled of wet earth, ozone, and something ancient, something buried beneath the ground for decades. It carried a chill that penetrated through coats, seeping into bones, making skin crawl without cause. Inside his office, 50-year-old Eric Tollett sat hunched over paperwork. His eyes scanned invoices and delivery schedules. He paused occasionally to rub his temples, unaware of the storm growing stronger below, or the danger waiting silently beneath the factory floor. Earlier that day, he had sent all workers home, leaving only 3 people. Leslie, his girlfriend, who had insisted on helping him with paperwork. Her 8-year-old son, wide-eyed and fidgety, glancing nervously at the flickering lights. Donald, Eric's older brother, a man of solid frame, used to hard labor, now leaning against the wall, staring at the rain as though it might tell him a story. Lightning struck close enough to make the walls vibrate, rattling loose papers from the desk, setting the little boy jumping. The office door burst open as the wind howled in through a broken seal. The boy froze in the doorway, chest heaving, eyes wide, face pale as the storm clouds outside. Donald collapsed. He whispered, voice trembling. No scream, no panic, just fear. Raw and pure. Fear that hits the chest, sharp and immediate, leaving nothing else in your mind. The kind that clawed at your chest before you even understood it. Eric leapt from his chair, heart pounding. He ran to the attached garage, expecting to find his brother faint or unconscious. Instead, Donald lay motionless on the cold concrete floor, his chest barely rising, skin waxy under the dim fluorescent light. Then it hit Eric, the air moving silently, pressing down like an invisible weight. It was heavy, thick, almost solid, crushing his chest with every breath. Invisible, unseen, yet impossible to ignore, wrapping around him like a shroud, suffocating. Each inhale fought against it, each exhale stolen before it could escape. It wrapped around his chest like a vice, stealing his breath with cruel precision. His vision narrowed. The edges of the room blurred. The floor seemed to tilt, walls leaning inwards, the ceiling pressing down with oppressive weight. 2 bodies lay silent as the storm outside roared, indifferent to human life. This wasn't a heart attack. It wasn't lightning. It wasn't the storm. It was the air itself. Beneath the factory, an abandoned coal mine had lain hidden for decades, its entrances long forgotten. Inside, a lethal mixture of carbon dioxide and nitrogen pooled quietly, patient and deadly, lethal, waiting silently for the moment to strike. The storm's changing pressure forced the gas upward, through cracks, seeping slowly, unseen, moving with quiet precision. Through old ventilation shafts, into the garage, it crept silently, without sound, not a whisper, not a hint, nothing to warn them. Without warning, no sign, no tremor, just death in the air. Donald never saw it. Not a flicker, not a shadow, completely blind to it. Eric never sensed it, not until it was too late, invisible and deadly. By the time they stepped into the room, the space had already become a death trap. Minutes later, emergency crews arrived, summoned by the boys' frantic calls. They dragged Eric out, gasping for fresh air, eyes wide with disbelief. He survived, pulled out gasping, shaken but still alive. Donald did not, silent still, claimed by the air. Outside, the storm passed as quickly as it had arrived, leaving the factory battered but standing. The mine beneath remained, silent. The mine beneath the factory waited, quiet as ever, invisible. No eyes could detect it, no mind could anticipate it. Waiting, patient, relentless, as if time itself had stopped. How many forgotten places like this exist in the world? Eric wondered later, lying in a hospital bed. Hooked to oxygen, Eric lay trembling, every breath a reminder of what almost claimed him. Trembling from the memory, the terror still fresh, coursing through his veins, waiting for the wrong person, on the wrong day, in the wrong place. On the wrong day, every decision, every step, lined up with fate's cruel timing. To open the wrong door, one choice, one action, and life itself hung in the balance. Even now, decades later, locals whisper about that factory, about the air that kills, warning curious visitors to keep their distance. Few believe it. Most drive past unaware, thinking the storm and the deaths were mere coincidences until they hear the faintest sigh from the old vents, a warning from the earth itself. September 10th, 2022. The ocean off the eastern coast of New Zealand was glassy, calm, almost unreal. The kind of calm that makes your skin prickle, as if the world is holding its breath. The sky stretched overhead, endless and clear. A perfect dome of pale blue reflected on the mirrored waves. A faint breeze ruffled the surface, sending tiny ripples across the water. Whispering secrets of the deep, local fishermen avoided this stretch of water. Visitors never asked why. Some things, they said, are better left unexplored. Diana Stewart, 68, a wildlife photographer, lifted her camera toward an albatross gliding effortlessly over the waves. She inhaled the salty air, feeling a familiar thrill of anticipation that came with every expedition. Today, she was aboard a small tour boat with 9 others, ending what seemed like a perfect day at sea. The gentle rocking of the boat calmed her. The distant calls of seabirds filled the air. The glint of sunlight danced on the water. It was a world untouched, serene, alive. Whales surfaced in the distance, their backs arched gracefully, sending shimmering arcs of spray into the air. Birds circled overhead, wheeling in patterns only nature could orchestrate. It felt like the world was welcoming them, as if nature itself acknowledged their presence. Then it changed. The calm vanished, the air thickened, and the ocean no longer felt safe. The water shifted, rolling strangely, hinting at something massive moving just beneath the surface. A shadow passed beneath the boat, too massive to be a fish, too deliberate to be a wave. Diana squinted, heart quickening. Something was moving below, something immense, powerful, deliberate. A whale. Immense, deliberate, its shadow stretching beneath the boat like a silent predator. She expected it to glide under, to pass silently like a ghost beneath the hull. Instead, the ocean erupted. The whale slammed into the hull with crushing force. The boat lurched violently, flipping over as screams tore through the air. Bodies flew, tossed like rag dolls by the unforgiving water. Metal groaned and twisted, splintering under the impact. Water swallowed everything, icy and relentless. Screams were muffled underwater. A chaotic symphony of panic. Diana plunged into darkness. Her life jacket inflated instantly. Too instantly, launching her upward into the overturned hull. Every breath was a struggle. The air tasted like panic and iron. She was trapped in a shrinking pocket of breathable space, surrounded by twisting metal and panicked bodies. Then, a hand brushed her shoulder. Others were trapped with her. 5 inside, clinging to hope. 6 outside, fighting the relentless waves. Above, the skipper, Mark, heard the pounding. He banged back against the hull once. Twice. He struck the hull twice, each bang echoing urgency, a desperate call through the chaos, a rhythm, a steady, urgent pattern, a promise that someone was listening, that help might come. A promise, I hear you, stay alive. Rescue boats, divers, and flares raced against time. The ocean, calm moments ago, now raged in opposition. A single opening was found, barely wide enough for a human. One by one, survivors were pulled free. Gasping, trembling, hearts hammering like war drums, Diana was among the last. The moment she broke the surface, sunlight hit her eyes. Burning with relief and disbelief, the whale was gone. The ocean returned to its mirror-like calm, as though nothing had happened, as though the sea itself had swallowed its secret again. Nature is sometimes gentle, sometimes curious. The ocean watches, studying, testing, aware of every intrusion. Sometimes it reminds you how small you are, how fragile your life can be, how the world is larger than your understanding, deeper than your imagination, and alive with forces you may never fully see. Diana clung to the boat, shivering, staring at the horizon. The wind whispered through her hair, carrying the scent of salt and survival. In that moment, she knew something essential. Respect the ocean. Its vastness is beyond human control, its moods unpredictable and unforgiving. Respect its creatures. Giants dwell below, silent but aware, capable of power beyond comprehension. Respect its silence, for within it lies memory, patience, and a warning you may never hear until it's too late. For it has patience, power, and memory, and it remembers every step, every intrusion, every careless moment humans take for granted. The final story begins in silence, not the peaceful silence of a quiet night, but the suffocating, heavy silence of pressure, of waiting. It clung to your skin, pressing on your ears, muffling the smallest sound. Every step felt amplified, every breath measured, as though the tunnels themselves were watching. Locals had long warned about the abandoned tunnel system beneath an old chemical processing site. Officially sealed, steel plates and locks meant to keep anyone out, and to keep whatever was inside undisturbed. Unofficially, people kept trying to get inside. The warnings were ignored, chalked up to superstition or the need for a thrill. Few returned. Most who entered these tunnels never came back, leaving only rumors and fear behind. Most turned back, curiosity defeated by instinct, their steps retracing towards safety. Most turned back, curiosity defeated by instinct, their steps retracing towards safety. Late at night, they slipped through a rusted ventilation panel. The metal screeched under their hands, echoing through the dark corridors like a scream. Flashlights flickered, illuminating walls coated with decades of grime and forgotten dust. Backpacks strapped tight, flashlights in hand, hearts racing, they prepared for a descent into darkness. Excitement surged, tinged with nervous anticipation. They moved cautiously, footsteps muffled against the damp concrete. Inside, the air felt wrong immediately. Thick, the air inside felt heavy, dense, and hard to pull into their lungs. Still, not a sound, not a breath, only the echo of their own movements filling the tunnels. Heavy. Every step felt weighted, every inhale a struggle against the oppressive atmosphere. Every inhale tasted stale, metallic, hinting at the danger lurking in the shadows. Curiosity overpowered instinct. They pressed forward, unable to resist the pull of the forbidden. They ventured deeper, each step taking them further from safety and closer to danger. Walls narrowed, closing in as if the tunnel itself were alive, squeezing the space around them. Ceilings seemed to press down. Shadows twisted in the corner of their eyes, though nothing moved. 15 minutes in, the first man collapsed. No scream. Silence swallowed every sound, making fear grow louder in their minds. No warning. Nothing to signal what was coming. No tremor, no shadow. Just sudden danger. Just silence. The kind of silence that presses against your ears, thick with unseen menace. The second, panicked, heart racing, mind spiraling, realizing instinct might have been right. He ran 6 steps, desperate for air, desperate to escape the invisible threat. Then collapsed too, the oppressive tunnel swallowing him in an instant. The third froze, unable to move, frozen between fear and survival. The third froze, unable to move, frozen between fear and survival. Heart hammering, every beat loud, echoing unnaturally off the concrete walls. Mind spinning, thoughts colliding with panic, realizing they were not alone in the darkness. Was something hunting them? Shadows flickered, every sound amplified, every step uncertain. Was the tunnel collapsing, or was the fear simply twisting their perception? The truth was simpler. The air itself was deadly, stealing every breath without mercy. Oxygen-depleted air, thick and invisible, filling every corner, making each inhale a struggle. Invisible. You could see nothing, smell nothing, yet feel it, pressing against your chest. Odorless, silent, undetectable, waiting for the moment to take its toll. Deadly, patient and precise, punishing every step they took deeper into the tunnels. Each breath stolen, each step heavier than the last. The third man staggered backward, vision blurring, lungs burning. Every wall seemed to close in. He clawed at the floor, at the walls, anything to escape the invisible suffocation. Fresh air finally hit his lungs like a tidal wave of relief. He survived, crawling into fresh air, lungs burning, heart racing, shaken to the core. His 2 friends did not. Silent, still, claimed by the suffocating air. They could neither see nor fight. Hours later, authorities resealed the tunnels, steel plates hammered in place, alarms installed, sirens meant to warn anyone who tried to enter again, a futile reminder of past tragedy. Warning signs posted, pleading with the curious to stay away, to respect the danger within. Yet the air inside remained, invisible, patient, deadly, unchanged by steel or sign. The darkness remained, thick and suffocating, pressing down on every corner of the sealed tunnels. The weight remained, an unseen force that could crush or kill anyone daring enough to enter. Some locals claim they still hear knocking underground. Soft at first, a distant tapping, barely noticeable, echoing through the empty tunnels, then growing louder, each tap insistent, filling the silence with a sense of something alive. Echoing through the sealed passages, bouncing off walls, impossible to ignore. Perhaps pipes, a trick of sound, or perhaps something far more sinister, waiting beneath the concrete. Perhaps water, or the settling of the old tunnels. Yet each sound felt deliberate, knowing, or maybe a reminder, a warning that curiosity has a price, and some doors are never meant to open. A warning to those who think curiosity is worth the cost. Some doors are meant to stay closed, some places are meant to remain forgotten, and some lessons are learned only once. The silence pressed closer in the tunnels. Every corridor felt alive. Shadows shifted, dust floated, and the tunnels seemed to breathe around them. Dust floated in the flashlight beams. The air smelled metallic and stale. Shadows seemed to move in the corner of their eyes. Excitement had turned to terror, laughter replaced by heart-pounding fear and dread. Every heartbeat echoed unnaturally, each pulse louder than the last, filling the tunnels with panic. Panic and instinct collided, driving them forward and backward at once, trapped between fear and survival. Relief and horror intertwined for the lone survivor. Even after sealing, the tunnels held secrets. Time seemed to stretch in the darkness. Memories of the fallen friends lingered. The sound of footsteps haunted the sealed corridors. Every creak and groan amplified fear. The survivor's mind replayed the terror. A shiver ran down his spine. He knew curiosity had a cost. Some lessons cannot be repeated. Some doors should never be opened again. And the tunnels remained a silent warning for those who dare. 3 places. 3 invisible killers. Air that steals your breath, leaving you gasping. Water that hides giants, patient and silent. Darkness that eats oxygen, unseen, waiting. Boundaries exist to protect you. Cross them, and there is always a price to pay. A lesson learned too late, a life lost, a warning ignored. The next forbidden place might be closer than you think. Closer than the street you walk every day, closer than the building you pass without a thought. Thank you for joining this journey into the unknown. If this story thrilled you, chilled you, or stayed with you, like the video, subscribe for more, share with someone who loves to walk the edge of the unknown. Some mysteries are meant to be explored, some are meant to remain untouched. Remember, curiosity has its limits. Some doors are never meant to be opened.